Plan Japan. Logical routes, realistic budgets, zero guesswork. 14 days in Japan, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Hiroshima, with day trips to Nara, Uji, Kobe, and Miyajima. This is the deeper Kyoto route. If you've seen the classic itinerary and want more, this one adds 3 distinct day trips that most first-timers miss. In this video, I'll walk through the full day-by-day plan with a budget breakdown at the end. So here's Plan Japan. If you want to save your itinerary, sign in first using the button in the top right. It only takes a second. I'm setting up a 14-day trip for 2 travelers in US dollars. I'll select Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Hiroshima as the main cities, then add 4-day trips, Nara and Uji from Kyoto, Kobe from Osaka, and Miyajima from Hiroshima. Interest on defaults, budget on mid-range, hit generate, and there it is, 14 days, fully planned. Day 1 is arrival day in Tokyo. Sensoji Temple and Nakamai Shopping Street in Asakusa. Arrive before 8 a.m. to beat the crowds. You can click on any activity name to open it directly in Google Maps. Then, Meiji Shrine and Yoyogi Park in Harajuku. A serene forest shrine, Harajuku, Takeshita Street, and Omotesando for shopping in the afternoon. Takeshita for quirky teen fashion and crepes. Omotesando is Tokyo's Champs-Élysées for designer stores. Day 2 in Tokyo. Akihabara Electric Town in the morning for anime merch, retro games, and maid cafes. Then Depachika Food Hall, crawl through the basement food halls of Isetan in Shinjuku or Takashimaya. Japan's finest prepared food, sweets, and bento. Shinjuku in the evening, Omoide, Yokocho, Yakitori Alley, and Golden Guy with over 200 themed bars. And Don Quixote, Japan's 24-hour megastore, tax-free shopping for purchases over 5,000 yen. Bring your passport. Day 3, Tsukiji Outer Market from 5 a.m. Many stalls sell out by 10 or 11. Then, Hamarikyu Gardens, a tidal garden from 1654 surrounded by skyscrapers. Shibuya Crossing and Shibuya Sky in the evening. There's a book button on the observation deck linking to Klook, best at dusk or after dark. Day 4 rounds out Tokyo. Ueno Park and the Tokyo National Museum, one of the world's largest collections of Japanese art. Nakameguro Canal Walk, tree-lined and especially beautiful during cherry blossom season. And Ginza, Tokyo's most polished shopping district, home to the Uniqlo and Muji flagships. Day 5, Shinkansen to Kyoto, 2 hours 18 minutes. There's a book button on the travel badge linking to Klook for the bullet train. On arrival, Fushimi Inari Taisha. The famous thousands of torii gates free and open 24 hours. And Arashiyama Bamboo Grove. Visit before 7 a.m. to beat the crowds entirely. Day 6, Nara day trip from Kyoto, just 45 minutes on the Kintetsu Nara line. You return to Kyoto overnight. Nara Park and the famous Boeing deer. Buy Shika Senbai deer crackers for 200 yen and they'll eat right out of your hand. They're surprisingly pushy. Then Todai Ji Great Buddha Hall, Japan's largest bronze Buddha inside Japan's largest wooden building. Kasuga Taisha Shrine. 2,000 stone and bronze lanterns line the forested approach path. And Naramachi Old Merchant Quarter, preserved Machiya townhouses with craft shops and cafes. Best explored slowly. Day 7. Uji day trip from Kyoto, just 20 minutes on the JR Nara line or Kintetsu. You return to Kyoto overnight. Byodo in Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Japan's most beautiful example of Heian period Buddhist architecture. The Phoenix Hall is featured on the 10-yen coin. The reflection in the pond at calm morning light is stunning. Then matcha, tasting, and tea house experience. Uji is the birthplace of Japanese matcha. The terraced tea fields have been cultivated since the 13th century. Order a full matcha set at Tsuboichi Shoen or Nakamura Tokichi. Arrive early or visit on a weekday as queues form quickly. Uji Omotesando Street. Matcha Sweets Walk. The riverside approach to Byodo Inn is lined with shops selling every matcha creation imaginable, from soft serve to dango dumplings and mochi. And Ujigami Shrine, Japan's oldest surviving Shinto shrine from the late 10th century, a short walk from Byodo Inn. Far less visited, so you'll often have it almost to yourself. Day 8, full day in Kyoto. Kiyomizu-dera Temple on the wooden stage over a cliff, best at sunrise. Then, Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, arrive at opening. Very busy by 10 a.m. Gion District Evening Walk in Higashiyama. Best at dusk to spot Maiko on Hanamikoji Street around 6 p.m. Day 9. Osaka, just 28 minutes from Kyoto by Shinkansen. There's a book button on the travel badge. Kuromon Ichiba Market from 8 a.m. Osaka's Kitchen, fresh seafood and grilled meat. Many stalls close Sundays. Go early as popular vendors sell out. Then Osaka Castle and Nishinomaru Garden. Cherry blossoms in Nishinomaru Garden are spectacular. Dotonbori street food, walk in the evening. Takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and kushikatsu. Comes alive after dark. Day 10. Kobe day trip from Osaka, just 30 minutes on the JR Kobe line. You return to Osaka overnight. Kitano Ijinkan in the Foreign Hill District. 19th century Western mansions, built for foreign merchants, 20-minute uphill walk. Individual mansions have different closing days. Check ahead. Then Nankinmachi, Kobe Chinatown street food, one of Japan's 3 major Chinatowns. Graze on steamed buns, gyoza, and egg tarts from the street stalls. Best visited late morning before lunch crowds arrive. Kobe beef experience in Sanomiya. Reserve ahead as restaurants book out fast. Lunch sets offer the best value from around 4,000 yen. Ishida and Maria are reliable choices. Most close Mondays or Tuesdays. Book well ahead. And Nara Seike District, home to some of Japan's finest seike breweries. Hakutsuru, Kikumasamuni, and Sawanotsuru all have free museums with tasting rooms. Reach by local train to Sumiyoshi or Uozaki Station. Day 11 in Osaka. Shinsekai and Tsutenkaku Tower. Kushikatsu at Daruma. No double-dipping rule. Then Denden Town for electronics and manga. Osaka's answer to Akihabara. Hozenji Yokocho and Minami backstreets. Atmospheric moss-covered stone lanterns in a tiny alley. Best after dark when lit. Day 12. Hiroshima, 1 hour 25 minutes by Shinkansen from Osaka. There's a book button on the travel badge. This is one of the most moving days of the whole trip. Peace Memorial Park and Museum. Allow at least 2 hours. Go early before school groups arrive. There's also a book button on the museum entry linking to Klook. Then Iwakuni day trip. Kintaikyo Bridge, one of Japan's most beautiful wooden bridges built in 1673, with 5 stone arches and a ropeway up to Iwakuni Castle. JR Sanyo line from Hiroshima, about 50 minutes. Allow 3 to 4 hours for the bridge, ropeway, castle, and park. Atomic Bomb Dome, UNESCO Heritage Site left standing as a monument, outdoor and always accessible. Day 13. Miyajima day trip, 30 minutes by JR Ferry. JR Pass valid on the crossing. Itsukushima Shrine and the floating torii gate. Check tide tables before you go. The torii appears to float only at high tide. Then Mount Maisen, hike or ropeway for panoramic Seto and land sea views. Ropeway 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Closes in bad weather. Allow 4 hours if hiking both ways. Momiji Manju tasting. The iconic maple leaf cakes. The Miyajima souvenir. Day 14 is departure day in Hiroshima. Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki at Okonomimura. A 7-floor building with over 25 restaurants serving Hiroshima's famous layered noodle style. Then Orizuru Tower next to the atomic bomb dome. 15-floor observation tower with a striking paper crane installation inside. And a Hiroshima oyster and lemon food tour. Hiroshima Prefecture produces 60% of Japan's oysters. Try them grilled, fried, or raw at restaurants around Nagarikawa or the Orizuru Tower Food Hall. Now the budget. For 2 travelers on a mid-range budget, the total comes out at around $6,000. Roughly $3,000 per person for 14 nights across 4 cities. Flights are around $1,700 total. $850 per person returned from the U.S. Check the JR Pass section. For this route, individual tickets are cheaper by around 55,800 yen per person. Non-JR segments like the Kintetsu Nara line and Odakyu aren't covered by the pass at all, so skip it and book Shinkansen segments individually. So that's a complete 14-day Japan itinerary. Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Hiroshima, with day trips to Nara, Uji, Kobe, and Miyajima, with a full budget breakdown, Google Maps links for every activity, and direct booking links. PlanJapan is completely free. Try it at planjapan.app, link in the description. If you want the classic route without the extra day trips, or the Tokyo to Kyushu version finishing in Fukuoka, those videos are up on the channel. Thanks for watching.